Well, it seems like the Avs' luck is starting to come back around. Avs win over the Florida Panthers 7-4. It's amazing how much easier games can be when the puck simply goes in the net for you. And don't get me wrong, the Avs played very well for stretches of this game, but they also had a lot of things go their way, which feels weird. It feels like that hasn't happened a ton for the Avs this season, but over the last couple of games, it's starting to. And maybe some of that is the Avs are earning those bounces a little bit more, but whatever the reason, the Avs should be happy and take them. That is not the solution to the first period, though. I mean, it is. It's kind of how they scored a goal in the first period, but the Avs once again lose the first period. And this first period wasn't horrible. It wasn't good, but all of the underlyings point towards a very meh period overall. And that's fine. The problem is, you cannot keep giving up a goal on the first shot of the game against you. Florida, on the second shift of the game, I guess, working in the Avs offensive zone, they're able to get it in deep and work hard to down low against the Avs, creating space in the corners. Eventually, this puck comes outside. This is going to be a pretty tough angle shot. Girard is going to get his stick in, and it does look like it ramps off of that. But Georgiev just kind of making himself a little bit too small, so the redirect is able to beat him up high. Do think that puck does ramp off of Sam Girard's stick, and there are a bunch of goals. In fact, 3 of the 4, I think, are redirects or deflections against the Avs in this game. So on the one hand, it's hard to blame Georgiev for that. On the other hand, you have to position yourself and hopefully do a little bit of a better job to get pucks to hit you. I don't really think there's a lot to say about Georgiev's game in this one. He was fine, and he was better than the guy at the other end of the ice. So the Avs won, even if the numbers don't look great. Both of the other goals in this period are kind of nonsense, one for each team, so let me walk you through those very quickly here. The Avs are able to win a face-off here, and it's a nice little play. Makar, not the nice play. He's actually going to fan on this puck, but a very good read here from Lehkonen to recognize this puck is coming loose. Not only find the puck, but make a very simple one-touch pass back to Makar. Just a tiny little play there like that is beautiful. I absolutely love hockey like that. This is able to reload Makar, and he's able to throw one towards the net. It's somehow going to get all the way through this massive bodies in front. If you have it pinball around, it ends up going off of Jonathan Drouin's shoulder and ultimately into the net. You won't see the problem with this play in the clip because there was a turnover about 20 seconds ago that led to this goal. This puck should have been up and out of the Avs zone. Instead, they're caught in their own zone and they ultimately pay the price for it. It is a bit of a nonsense goal if that makes you feel better. Florida's able to get the puck back out high. They throw a puck through. This might hit 3 or 4 things on the way in. It hits multiple bodies. It hits off Georgiev. It's just a ridiculously weird puck that ends up going in. It was just a night of wonky bounces, I suppose. I think more of them ended up going the Avs way in the long run, so you'll take that. This is the type of first period where in a vacuum, you just feel like it was whatever. But within the Avs season, where they played so many poor first periods, you're just over them losing first periods. I don't know how many videos I've had to start by saying, oh, the Avs played bad in the first period again. I don't want to do this, but it's what's happening to them. Thankfully, the other consistent thing that comes from the Avs is after a bad first period, they play a great second period. It's the Avs scoring within the first minute in this period. Hard work breeds success. Jonathan Drouin in deep, pressuring the puck, helping create a turnover that keeps the Avs in the offensive zone. The goal does not happen without that, as the Avs ultimately win this puck battle, and they're able to eventually work the puck back out high. It's a cross from Taves to Makar. Makar throws it in front, recognizes Drouin has beaten his man off the wall, or rather the coverage is just rather poor. And this is also a great read from Jonathan Drouin. As he gets this puck in front, he recognizes he has space to walk into. He's not going to get challenged or get his stick attacked by a defender. So he holds onto it for an extra half second to create a ton of space against Bobrovsky, and it's an easy goal. There's the Jonathan Drouin the Avs need. There's that secondary scoring from their forwards that the Avs need. They got to consistently get that type of stuff. And the other side of this is you get some quality point production out of your defense, too. At least one defenseman was involved in every single Avalanche goal tonight. They are the key to the Avs' success beyond the top guys. It has to work together, though. You need the forwards producing. You also need the defense chipping in. That one got you back to tied, and the Avs hit the turbo. It's not just those second-line guys. It's the depth guys that are also starting to break out. Florida taking the puck up ice here, but some good red line defense forces them to just send it into the zone. The Avs are able to collect deflect quickly, and Shillington making a great read here. The reason why we all thought Oliver Shillington was going to look good on the Avs defense is exactly this play right here. A perfect stretch pass up to Logan O'Connor, hits him on the tape to spring him for a breakaway, and LOC finally is able to finish one. Love that for Logan O'Connor. He feels like he was certainly snake bit when it came to the goal scoring front for a good portion of this season so far. He gets one in the back of the net. Hopefully we can get him rolling and get on one of those streaks where he just gets wicked hot. That gave the Avs the lead. They keep up the pressure. They continue to be the better team throughout the second period, and when you're the better team, it's better to be lucky than good. I love when Mikko Rantanen is strong on pucks. He just won't take no for an answer, gets the Avs into the zone, and he's able to get this back out high to create a little bit of space. From there, Girard just throws a puck towards the net. This is nothing fancy, and you do see Middlestat pressuring on the backside, but he doesn't get a piece of this puck. It just goes off the defender's skate and into the net. Nowhere near as pretty as Girard's other goal this season, but that's a player getting rewarded for quality play. Girard has continued to push his play in the correct direction, and while at times you look at some of the underlyings and don't love them, a lot of that boils down to who his D partner is and the struggles that he's having. Girard as an individual is really playing some of the best hockey I've personally ever seen him play. That gives the Avs a 2-goal lead, and I love that they don't stop there. They're able to add even one more. Firstly, a beautiful entry here. Nichushkin's able to get the line and a nice little drop past to Middlestat to get him up the wall. And then Middlestat makes a beautiful play to find enough space to get this back up outside of this trap that he's falling into along the wall. Just slips it up to Taves, who's able to walk into one before finding Girard, as the Florida's defense has just completely collapsed here because of this beautiful set play entry that the Avs have run here. Because of this collapse, Girard now has to get challenged, and that opens up Mikko on the back door because you have your other forwards engaging along, not the wall, but I guess in the far circle would be more accurate. So this just completely deflates Florida's defense, and Girard recognizes the lane opening up and does a great job to find Mikko, and Mikko's able to tap her home. No luck about that one for Sammy. That's a beautiful find to hit Mikko on the back door, and Mikko ready and positioned well to make sure that puck goes in the net. Earlier in the season, it felt like the Avs were not connecting on those plays far too often. Now they're making them work. It's a 3-goal lead for the Avs. They do give up a penalty and ultimately a power play goal for Florida late in the second period. I would be more upset with this if this was a closer game, but the Avs gave themselves a cushion, so sometimes you got to use it. Avs on the penalty kill, not much to say here, to be honest. Florida works it around the perimeter in the umbrella as usual, and eventually the shot is going to come out from Ekblad there. It's a decent one-timer. Maybe you'd like Taves to be a little bit more on the stick here, but he also has to respect the man along the wall. It's just a good play from Florida on a power play and a nice tip. Not much to say there, that's why you score 5. Then you get into the third period. And the Avs do slow it down a lot. They don't keep that pressure up. They go into a little bit of a turtle. And you kind of see the difference against a high-quality team like Florida and some of the other teams that they've done this to over this season. They still got the job done. They killed what they needed to kill and survived, but Florida poured it on, and the Avs were kind of just surviving their way through instead of actively shutting a team down in this third period. They get outshot 19-7. Now, that's not very good. Even with a 2-goal lead, you want to lock it down, but you need to show a little bit more engagement than that. There were some questionable penalty calls that put the Avs in a 5-on-3 situation, but they get bailed out by a goalie interference call, an extremely similar call to the one that went against Jonathan Drouin the other day. Brings back a goal against Florida, and Paul Maurice makes the mistake of challenging. Florida had about 45 more seconds of 5-on-3 here. There's a pretty good chance that they just score again. Instead, he's wrong about the challenge. It takes away the 5-on-3 and turns it into a 4-on-3. A little bit easier for the Avs to defend, and they escape that penalty kill. From there, the Avs were more so able to lock it down, and they pretty much sealed things up. But then, you get a fun one. Time winding down, a goal here would ice the game. The Avs are able to get up the ice quick. Mikko Rantanen is a bull more than a moose tonight, just super strong, is able to get the Avs deep in the zone. Nichushkin with a beautiful find along the wall and a great read by Oliver Shillington to step into the open space there. Creates a grade A opportunity for himself, and he finishes it beautifully. This is one of the things I love most about sports. Oliver Kylington has not played very well this season for the Avs, but he comes in and he looks good in this game. He accomplishes the stuff he was supposed to do, the things you expected out of him when the Avs signed him this season. It's a 2-point game. He gets a puck in the back of the net. He looks good doing it. It's a feel-good story all the way around. You want to see these players succeed. It's disappointing when they struggle. This was a good one for Kylington. Maybe it's the start of a turnaround to his season. The Avs would add an empty netter to get to 7, and then you would see the goal currently showing on your screen to make it 7-4 because the Avs just have to give up a meaningless goal at the end of games, it seems. Was this the Avs' best game? No, but they had 7 players who had multi-point nights. Nichushkin, Drouin, Rantanen, Kylington, Girard, Makar, and Taves. Yeah, that's right. Nathan MacKinnon only had a single point tonight, and it wasn't really a meaningful one. The Avs lineup is back to healthy, and it's back to showing that they can produce from everywhere. This is the very good version of the Colorado Avalanche. They're not even all the way fully healthy. You can still add Ross Colton to this lineup in a couple of weeks. So yeah, this version of the Avs is the one we all believed in to be a cup contender this year. That is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. Head on over to thednvr.com for all of our coverage. I am Rudo, and I like good luck.